Okay. Here are the answers to the chapter 8 study guide. So problems 1 through 3 want you to rewrite each expression in simplest form. If it's reasonable, write out the factored form to help you. Write your answer as a whole number, when possible, or with only positive exponents. So 5 to the 4th, 5 to the negative 7th. So if I wanted to write this out in factored form, I write 4 5s on top, and then 7 5s on the bottom. Because the negative sign makes them put on the bottom, and then I would cross them out. So I'm left with 1 over 5 to the 3rd, or 1 over 125. Okay. Problem number 2 is 24b to the negative 8th over 6b to the 3rd. So the top, I'm going to write 24 out in factored form just to help us simplify it. So it's 2 times 12, which is 2 times 6 times 2 times 3. Then the bottom is just 2 times 3. And then there's 8 b's on the bottom and on the top for the negative 8, and then 3 more because they're already on the bottom. So the 2's cancel, 3's cancel. So I'm left with 4 on the top, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 b's on the bottom. For C, problem number 3, sorry, 5x cubed to the 2nd power, 6x to the 7th. So this means that I have 5x cubed 2 times. So that means I have 2 5s and 3 x's twice. Okay, so it also means that I have a 6 and then 7 more x's. So I'm not going to write out the 7 more x's. So I know that I have 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 6 is 150. Plus I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 x's. Okay. Problem number 4 is 24x to the 6 on the top and 12x to the negative 8 on the bottom. So that means the 24, I'm going to write it out as 2 times 12 with 6 x's. And then 8 more x's. All over, there's a 12 on the bottom. So when I go to cancel this, the 12s cancel out, and I get 2x, 6 plus 8 is to the 14th power. Problem number 5, I'm going to have a 2 on the top with 4 x's. On the bottom, I have an 8, or 4, we'll do 4 times 2. 7 x's. 4 y's and then 3 y's. So the x's, this cancels 2. So I end up with 3 x's on the bottom. The 2's cancel out. So I end up with a 1 on the top, 4 on the bottom, x to the 3rd, y to the 7th. So for the first part, I'm going to write it as like y to the 4th and x's, and then I'll cube it. So I have 4x to the 4th, y to the 4th, 3 times. So I'm going to have 4 3s, or I'm sorry, 3 4s, x to the 4th 3 times, and then y to the 4th 3 times. So then 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. X, 8 to the 12th, because I add them together, over y to the 12th. Problem number 7, anything to the zero power is 1. So this part is 1, so it's -1. 8, I could also do this without writing it all out. So 2c d to the 4th power. So 2 to the 2nd power is 4. I get c to the 2nd power and d to the 8th times c to the 5th, d to the 5th. So then I add, so I get 4 c to the 7th, d to the 8 plus 5 to the 13th. So for 9, I end up with 3 on the top, 2 x's. On the bottom, I'll do 3 times 4, 6 x's. And then 3 y's from the top, 3 y's from the bottom. So these cancel with 1 on the top, 4 on the bottom, x to the 4th, y to the 6th. Problem 10, write a number equivalent to 8 to the -4th power using a positive exponent. So we would write it as 1 over 8 to the 4th power. 11, write a number equivalent to x to the -5 using a positive, 1 over x to the 5th power. And 12, write a number equivalent to 1 to x to the 4th using a negative exponent. So x to the -4th. Scientific notation. So my decimal point is going to be between the 5 and the 6. So I'm going to write it as 5.6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the -9th. This one, I'm going to write out my numbers. So 3, 8, 7, 1, 2. I already moved over 4 spaces, so I need 8 more. Okay, so 13, I'm going to have 8.9 times 10. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to the 15th. And then 7.2 times 10 to the -5th. So I have 7 and 2. Move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay, for this next point, I need a calculator. So I'm going to use my Desmos as a calculator. So for this first problem, I'm going to plug in 2 times 10. So my little keyboard here. (10) to the -4th power, close my parenthesis, and then parenthesis 8.1 times 10 to the -1. It gives me the answer of 0.00162, but I'm pretty sure it says convert the final answer to scientific notation. So it's going to be 1.62 times 10 to the -4th. That's my final answer. Problem number 16. Use Desmos again. I'm just going to change my numbers. So 3 times 2 to the 8th power, and on the top I have 15 times 10 to the 6th power. So the answer is 0.05. So it's 5 times 10 to the -2. Problem 17, I'm actually adding them. So pull up Desmos again. So this is kind of like using the up arrow key on your calculator. So 4 times 10 to the second plus 7 times 10 to the third. So I get 7,400, so it's 7.4 times 10 to the third. And the last one is a subtraction. So it's 9 times 10 to the fifth minus 6 times 10 to the third. So I get 894,000. So it's 8.94 times 10 to the fifth power. Let's make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, to the fifth power. Okay. Number 19 says the state of Colorado covers about 1.04 times 10 to the fifth square miles. The Indian Ocean covers about 2.808 times 10 to the seventh square miles. How many times bigger is the Indian Ocean than Colorado? So we are going to divide. So we're going to do 2.808 times 10 to the seventh divided by 1.04 times 10 to the fifth. Typing in 2.808 times 10 seventh divided by 1.04 times 10 to the fifth. And we get 270. It doesn't say to leave it in scientific notation or not, so we can just say 270 times. We could write it as scientific notation if we wanted to. Computer can perform 4.66 times 10 to the 8th calculations per second. How many calculations can this computer perform in 1 minute? So there's 60 seconds in a minute. So I'm going to do 4.66 times 10 to the 8th times 60. It gave me my answer on slide 22, so it's 2.796 times 10 to the 10th. Problems, the next set is state whether or not the functions are following string of functions, explain your answer. So I'm going to state if they are or not, and then just explain it out loud. So problem 21 is not, because -5 can't equal 1 and also equals 0. None of the x values in 22 repeat, so it is. So yes, it's a function. Problem 23 fails the vertical line test, so it's not. Problem 24 passes it, so it is. 25 passes it, it's also linear, so it is. And 25 fails it, so it's not a function. 26. Okay. Problem 27, we're going to use fraction busters. So common denominator is 6. We're going to get 6x divided by 6 plus 12x divided by 3 equals 6 is 90. So this is x plus 4x equals 90. 5x is 90, divide by 5. So x is going to equal, so 90 divided by 5, 18. Problem 28, the common denominator is 24. So I'm going to get 24x over 8 equals 24x over 12 plus 24 over 3. So this is going to be 3x equals 2x plus 8. Subtract 2x from both sides. And I end up with x equals 8. Problem 29. Common denominator is 6. So I get 6x plus 12 over 3 plus 6x minus 6 over 6 equals 30. So this simplifies down to 2x plus 4 plus x minus 1. So this ends up being 3x minus 3 equals 30. Positive plus 3, sorry. So minus 3 on both sides. I get 3x equals 27. So x equals 9. Common denominator is 3. So I'm going to get 6x over 3 minus 3x equals 12. So I'm going to get 2x minus 3x equals 12. So negative x equals 12. So x equals negative 12. Okay, the last problem on the study guide is scale factor in similar figures. Find the scale factor from the small shape to the big shape. So we want to know what we multiply to go this way. So I'm going to do 15 divided by 12. I get 1.25. So my scale factor is 1.25. If I wanted to go the other way, I would divide by 1.25. So I want to figure out what x is. So I'm going to do 6.4 times 1.25. Is 8. So the answer is 8 centimeters.